Hagoromo will split the Ten Tails in half, and so there'll be 10 Biju. And so Obito wanting to just kill Konoha and then rule the world. And so he just takes the 10 Tails and the 9 Tails and just goes to, well, rule the world, basically. And so he just goes there, but Minato stops him and some Uchiha because they know the stories of the Ten Tails. And so they go to fight. And so it ends up with Minato dying, but the Nine Tails get sealed in a half Uzumaki, half Uchiha child. And in this one, Minato will be the son of Tobi, Rama, and a half Uzumaki. And so, no, and a full Uzumaki. So Minato will be half Senju, half Uzumaki, and Kushina will be full Uzumaki. And so Minato smiles and says, "Bye, my child. Be good." And so from day on, Shisui took Naruto in, kinda. Well, he doesn't live with Naruto, but him, Naruto, and his young sister, Suki, have always been really close to each other. The villagers hate them, but they are always stick by each other's side, and they even made a code, stick by each other's side till the end. And so that's exactly what they do. And so at the age of 7, Naruto asks Suki, "Do you want to go out?" And she says, "Yes, yes, Naruto. I've loved you for a long time. I was just wondering if you liked me back." Naruto says, "Of course I did." And so from that on, Iruka was training them in like chakra control and stuff from the age of 4 to 7. And so he decides for the age of 7 to train them in jutsu. And so he taught Naruto fire style, fireball jutsu. And Naruto gets it on his second attempt, the size of a boulder. And so then Iruka thinks, not Iruka, Shisui thinks, okay. Then he says, "Naruto, here's the next fire jutsu. Fire style, fire dragon jutsu." And Naruto gets it in 5 attempts. And Shisui thinks he's very strong. I'm gonna get the Hokage to get multiple jutsu of all 5 chakra natures, which he has. And I'm also gonna try to have him learn some of his Rinnegan techniques. And so when that happens, he can know how to push and pull, and there's a 5-second time break from it. And so one day when Naruto and Suki are going on a date, and Naruto kisses Suki, and then Sasuke sees this, and Sasuke has always liked Suki, but he didn't know. And so when he saw Suki and Naruto kiss, he felt angry at Naruto. He thinks, Naruto, Naruto, Naruto. It's always Naruto. Always him. People always talk about him, calls him a demon. And so Sasuke says, he stole the person I loved. But Sasuke knew that he didn't actually love her, but he thought he did. Is like teenage stuff. And so Sasuke says, "I'll kill that dope." And so after the kiss, Sasuke's charging at Naruto full speed. And so Naruto then dodges, kicks Sasuke in the gut with a chakra enhanced kick. And so then Sasuke coughs up blood, and then Naruto roundhouse kicks him away. And then Suki says, "Sasuke, why'd you attack him?" And so then Sasuke says, "That dope doesn't deserve you. I do. I am an Uchiha." And Suki says, "I don't care if you're an Uchiha. I'm a half Uzumaki." And Sasuke says, "Exactly. You have high chakra levels, so you decide to be with me." And she says, "No, Sasuke. My heart is with Naruto." and you're gonna have to deal with that. And Sasuke looks at Naruto and says, I will kill you, Naruto Uzumaki. And Naruto shrugs at Sasuke and says, try your best, I guess. And then Sasuke goes away angry, going to train. And so Naruto, by the end of the year, gets really close with Suki, and he also got some more Rinnegan abilities and has jutsu for all 5 chakra natures. And he is really proficient in water jutsu, and he figured out he has Mokuton, wood style. And so Third Hokage is getting Yamato to start training Naruto, but Suki's not no slack off. She has awakened the 1-to-1 Sharingan through a battle to the death with her and Naruto. And so she has a 1-to-1 Sharingan, and she's really proficient in fire jutsu. And so she hopes that she can catch up to Naruto someday. But she thinks that his dojutsu is just really strong. And so after that, Suki, they head off. And so it's the day of the massacre. Shisui actually survives because he has training and stuff with Naruto. And Naruto would be a hard person to deal with since he has the Rinnegan, and I believe he could dodge an eye pull from Danzo. And so he escapes to Naruto and Suki, and so he gives Suki both of his eyes. And so when this happens, Naruto is greatly saddened, and something happens. Naruto just awakens a new power that's unparalleled, and one of his left eye morphs into a Mangekyo Sharingan, and Suki's morph into a Mangekyo Sharingan too. But Naruto and Suki doesn't know how to activate it, so it turns into a 3-to-1 Sharingan. But Naruto still has his Rinnegan abilities. And so that happens. Naruto says, bye, Father Shisui. And she says, bye, brother, Suki says. And Shisui leaves. And so Shisui says, stay away from the Uchiha clan, especially Itachi. Go to Lord Third and says, can we stay here tonight or something? And he says, stay there. I'm pretty sure Itachi will have the Uchiha massacre. And so when that happens, Naruto is with, and Suki is with the third Hokage, so Itachi doesn't kill him. Duh. And so after that, Sasuke wants Suki even more. He thinks since he has a 1-tomoe Sharingan, he's all that. But Suki now has a 3-tomoe and doesn't know how to awaken the Mangekyo, but she soon will. And Naruto's Mangekyo ability will be called Black Hole. When he looks at a person, a huge black hole appears, and it sucks a person into the hole. It just starts sucking them into the hole, and then when they get fully sucked in, he can decide to have them go in his pocket dimension, or he disassembles their body and he gets the knowledge of them. And when this happens, he gets stronger and he gets all the knowledge a person had, and even a broken down version of their KK Genkai. And so this ability is very strong. And so when Naruto lives with Suki now, she loves it even more, and they get a 1-bedroom apartment, and Suki and Naruto get Shisui's money that he got from being an Anbu, and Naruto was in the library thinking, what's his fortune? My name is Naruto Uzumaki, so then he knows that and so he asked Lord Third about the Uzumaki bank account, and so Lord Third gives him it. And so Naruto and Suki get groceries every day, and she makes delicious ramen for Naruto, and he starts loving her even more. And Naruto says, "You would be a great wife, Suki. I can't wait till we get married." And she blushes, saying, "Me too, Naruto." And so now it's the first day of the academy. Naruto and Suki are sitting next to each other, and Kiba tries to put his arm around Suki, saying, "Hey, chick." And then when that happens, Naruto jabs Kiba right in the throat, and then Kiba is coughing, and then he gets his composure back and says, "Why'd you do that?" And Naruto says, "Don't talk to my girlfriend like that." And Kiba, "Oh, I didn't know. Chill out, man." And Naruto says, "Hmm." And Suki says, "I could have stood up for myself, you know." And so Naruto says, "No, it's fine. I can do it." And so Naruto and Suki were always side by side. And when Sasuke always tried to beat Naruto, Naruto always came up with the victory. No matter what Sasuke could do, he could never get Suki. Sasuke hated Naruto even more, and saying, "I shall kill him." And Sakura sees this hate for Naruto and starts hating him too. And so Sasuke starts hating Naruto, but people don't care what Sasuke and Sakura thinks. They just care what Naruto thinks. There's like a Naruto fan club, but they don't even get close to him because they know that Suki not gonna play because Suki is the strongest in the whole class. And that enrages Sasuke more, knowing that she's the strongest and the last Uchiha, or the second to last, or something, kinda doesn't love him. And so he tells Suki, "You will marry me, and we will rebuild our clan." And Suki says, "No, I will rebuild our clan with Naruto." And Sasuke says, "No, only a pure blood Uchiha can rebuild the clan." And Suki says, "Naruto is an Senju and Uzumaki." And Sasuke says, "A Senju?" And Sasuke says, "That's even worse, Suki. You're you're gonna rebuild the clan with a Senju? The art." And she said, "No, Sasuke, I love Naruto. And this stupid clan that died for their arrogance." And then Sasuke gets mad, and she says, "The same arrogance that you have, Sasuke. Go to your fan club. You know that pink-haired girl? Go marry her." And Sasuke says, "No, she's annoying." And Suki says, "Then I don't know," and walks away. And so Naruto and Suki has trained every day at nighttime. And so Naruto and Suki has gotten way stronger. And Suki has been able to make her Sharingan even stronger. Not with the Makekyo, but just her prowess with it. And Yamato has been starting to train Naruto also in his wood style, like 3 times every 2 weeks. And Naruto has gotten really proficient with it. And Naruto has gotten good with his Sharingan and Rinnegan. And Kakashi taught Suki and Naruto for like a few weeks and gave them the Chidori and says, "Use this for good." And Suki and Naruto both nodded. And so now the council has called Naruto, and they told Naruto, you shall give up Suki Uchiha to marry Sasuke Uchiha. It's only right since they're both Uchiha." And Naruto says, what if Suki doesn't want to?" And they said, "Well, you can't manipulate her. You probably put her under a genjutsu." And so they brought in Suki into the clan, into there. And so then they said, "Undo the genjutsu." And Naruto says, "There is no genjutsu." And so then they had Suki do the release for Genjutsu High. And so they said, okay, now go away in the corner and don't even glance at her. And Naruto says, okay. And so then she says, I don't want to be with Sasuke Uchiha. He's just an arrogant brat. And so then Miyuki Haruno says, yes, my daughter can marry him. It doesn't matter what this stupid Uchiha thinks. She can marry the demon. She's a demon herself anyways. And Suki puts Miyuki in a genjutsu. And she's seeing her daughter get killed by Sasuke over and over and over. And she's screaming, stop. And so then she stops when Lord Third tells her to stop. And Naruto gets back out of the corner and says, are we done? And so Suki says, yeah, Naruto, let's go on our date. And so then they leave and stroll. And Sasuke sees this and gets angry. And so Sasuke throws a kunai right at Naruto's back. It does a gash in Naruto's back. But Naruto just looks at Sasuke with a pitiful look and says, is that all you got for the last Uchiha? And then the spot healed right away. And so when that happened, Sasuke says, what are you? And Naruto says, I'm Naruto Uzumaki, or Naruto Senju Uzumaki. And Sasuke says, Suki, if you date him from today on, you are no longer an Uchiha. And then she looks at Sasuke with her 3 Tomoe Sharingan and says, I don't care what you think. Our clan is dumb. And so then Sasuke says, then change your name to Naruto's name. And have your name be your name, Senju Uzumaki. And so she says, okay, Sasuke. And so they go to the place and she changes it to Suki Senju Uzumaki. And so Sasuke's like, you actually changed your name? I mean, I wasn't surprised, but still, you're not an Uchiha, so you can't use your Sharingan. And she says, actually, I can because it's part of my bloodline. And I did change my name, and you can't force me not to use what I have. It's a power. It's a tool. That's part of being a ninja, Sasuke. And just because you can't marry me, or you love me so much that you want to rebuild our clan, that doesn't give you the right. And then Sasuke says, okay, then at least kill Itachi. He killed our clan. And she says, no, I'm not going to kill Itachi. I thought that's your job. That's your brother. And so then Sasuke gets angry and says, how dare you speak of Itachi like this? And then Sasuke gets angry at her and tries to slap her. And then Naruto appears. And then Naruto punches Sasuke in the stomach, make him cough up blood. And then Naruto makes his knee hit Sasuke's face and then throws him across the street. And people says, the demon hurt the Uchiha. The demon hurt the Uchiha. And so Suki and Naruto just walk off. And so now it's the end of the year. And Naruto and Suki both passed. And so Suki and Naruto get confronted by Mizuki, and he says, steal the scrollless ceiling and you'll get more power. And so Naruto and Suki do, thinking there's nothing wrong with it. And so when that happened, they wrote down Jutsu, the Rasengan, the Flight Rajin, and Suki wrote down some more fire style techniques called fire style fire annihilation and other jutsu. And so Naruto and Suki just go off and train with it, and then Mizuki confronts them, and Naruto says, Shenron Tensei, Almighty Pool. And then Mizuki goes to Naruto, and Naruto then punches him in the gut and then slams him into the ground. And so then Naruto holds him by the collar and then throws him up in the air and says, Shenron Densei, almighty push. And then Naruto, using so much power, goes on his knee, but then Mizuki's body is laying in a pool of blood with a tree sticked in between his chest, because Naruto had the tree form into like a spear and it cut through Mizuki's heart. And so when that happened, Mizuki says, "Yo, demon!" And then Mizuki dies by the hands of Naruto. And so when that happened, Naruto says, "Let's go, Suki." And so they hand over the scroll ceiling back to the third Hokage. And so then Naruto and Suki goes to lay down and go to sleep. And so they start training it for a few weeks. Then they have to go get their ninja assignments. And so Naruto and Suki go get it. And so Naruto gets placed on the team with her. It says Naruto Uzumaki, Suki Senju Uzumaki. Well, Naruto Senju Uzumaki, Suki Senju Uzumaki. And they're like, Suki, when did you change your name? And she says, and she just shrugged and says, Sasuke got mad because I'm dating Naruto, and so he wanted me to change my name to prove a point, I guess, saying that he's a Senju and the Uchiha can't date Senju or something like that. And so they just shrugged at her and says, it's just normal Sasuke. And so then it says, Ibuka says, wait, it's just Naruto and Suki. And then looks at the paper saying, wait, what happened? And so then Lord Third walked in and says, yes, it will be a two-man team. This is called, what they're called is called special getting. So they get a two-man team and get a special sensei. And the sensei is unlike the others. It's a sensei that's very adept and strong. And they're like, then who is it? Lord Hokage. And so then he smiles at them and says, it's the late fourth Hokage's guards. And then they all appear, and so they said, let's go. And so 3 of them appeared and start to train them and said, what are your dislikes and likes and all that stuff. Naruto says, I want to be Hokage to protect Suki and the people of the village. Even though they hate me, I love this village. And Suki says, I want to be the most powerful Kunoichi and be like Tsunade. And they both nod, and when they say they say it's Sasuke and his arrogance. And so they nod, and so they say, well, what do you guys want to train on? Is there any special things you want to train on? And they said, oh yeah, there's this jutsu called the Flying Rajin, and Suki says something about fire style. And so they both look at each other and say, you sure you want to train that jutsu? And Naruto says, yeah, I think I have the chakra reserves for it. And they all chuckle, saying, kid, you have more chakra than us. It's more than enough. You just have to train your chakra control. And so Naruto and Suki starts training. Suki's training on some really strong fire jutsu. And Naruto's training on his chakra control and flying Rajin. And so they do that while making shadow clones for a whole month. And Suki can make 50, Naruto makes 50. And so when they both make 50 of them, Suki and, Naruto has gotten stronger. And so they get assigned the C rank. Team 7 has did it with Sasuke, Sakura, and Sai. And so they're on it. And so then they arrive right when the bridge is basically there. And Sai and Sasuke are about to die. Naruto and Suki appears in the middle of it. And Naruto says, in front of all the like 100 needles flying at them. He says, Shenron Tensei, Almighty Push. And when he says that, they go flying. Haku goes flying, breaking through the mirrors out. And so then my gosh, voice crack, man. And so then when Haku goes flying, Naruto and Haku get into a fierce battle with Haku winning. And she places more ice mirrors. And so she's about to kill Naruto when Naruto eyes flickered into the Rene Sharingan. And so then he saw what Haku was about to do, and so he says, Shinran Tensei Almighty Push. It breaks the mirrors again, and then Naruto makes a black hole. And then it starts sucking Haku. It first his bones, then his arm, then his eyes. And then Haku starts screaming and saying, Stop! Stop! And then Haku dies. And Naruto gets floods of memories and Kai information. And so then Naruto's saying, this could be useful. And then Naruto's eyes switch back to the three Tomoe. And so Naruto passes out after that from overload of information. And so they die. So when Haku and Zabuza die, they head back to the Leaf. And so after that, like month or 2 weeks, Sasuke gets mad even more at Naruto and Suki. And he says, why'd you get assigned to this mission? Who told you to? And they said, well, it was an order from Hiruzen, the third Hokage. So if you have a problem with it, you can go to Hiruzen about it. And Suki just scoffs at them. And Sasuke scoffs at them and saying, well, I got my Sharingan to a 3 Tomoe. And Naruto says, cool, I got the 3 Tomoe Sharingan and the Rinnegan. And Suki has her 3 Tomoe and has mastered it. So, good luck, Sasuke. And Sasuke scoffs at them. And so, Kakashi tells Sasuke, don't act like that, Sasuke. You may hate them, you may hate Naruto, but he really cares about his comrades. And if you got to know them, maybe you would stop hating them. And Sasuke said, no, Suki belongs to me, a true Uchiha. And Kakashi says, you know that Suki is related to Shisui Uchiha, right? And Sasuke says, yes, that's even more why she belongs to me. Shisui the teleporter, the fastest ninja of body flicker to ever exist, people say. And so Kakashi says, that's why you should be nice to them. Maybe they'll teach you. Maybe you'll get to know them better. And Sasuke says, no, I need Suki. And Kakashi looks at Sasuke in the eyes and says, Sasuke Uchiha, listen to me. You're not going to get her. Let Naruto and her be happy. And Sasuke scoffs at his sensei and leaves. And Kakashi just thinks, oh, what am I going to do? And so, when that happened, Sasuke starts training really hard. And so, Naruto has mastered flying Raijin and is now learning the Rasengan. And they look at, the fourth Hokage's guards looks at them and says, we're proud of you guys. You guys are really strong. And so they will smile and they said, we want to have you go to the Chunin exams. You guys are both like Jonin level maybe, or high Chunin. And so they say, we can't wait to see you guys fight in the Chunin exams. And so they get approved and go. And so when they get there, Naruto says, oh, hey guys. And they say hi. And Sasuke scoffs at Naruto. And so when Kabuto arrives and stuff, Sasuke says Naruto Senju Uzumaki, thinking he's weak and smiling smugly. And Kabuto raises the eyebrow, thinking, he looks strong, Sasuke. I don't think you need to, but he does it anyways, and says, Naruto Senju Uzumaki. He's good at genjutsu, he's good at taijutsu, he's good at ninjutsu, he's good at everything, Sasuke. Kabuto says. And Sasuke says, how? That's impossible. And Kabuto says, no, it's not. He has the Sharingan and the Rinnegan, 2 out of the 3 best dojutsu in the world. And so Sasuke just gets mad and scoffs at Naruto, saying he's a weakling. And Kabuto says, you're wrong, Sasuke. And then looks up Sasuke's name and says, great at taijutsu, ninjutsu's lacking, genjutsu's lacking, taijutsu's good, like he said. And so Sasuke gets angry and then attacks Naruto. Naruto says, Shinran Tensei Almighty Pool. And then Sasuke goes towards Naruto, but then Naruto ducks under, and then Sasuke goes flying into other people. And then they look at Sasuke with anger, saying, how dare you, Senju Uzumaki. And so then the sound, people actually run at Naruto because it hit them. And so Naruto sees what they have behind the attack. And so he says, Shinran Tensei, Almighty Push. And so it pushes them away. And Naruto just calmly just says, oh crud. And so then the first person for exams comes, and Naruto uses his Sharingan to pass, and his girlfriend does. I forgot. Whatever. But yeah. And so they both go to the second exam, and Naruto says, "Let's put a flying Raging Seal on them." And so they do. And so then Naruto and her attack them, ambush them. And so when they do that, Naruto and Suki both say, fire style, fire dragon jutsu. And after that, Naruto says water style, water dragon jutsu. And so the 2 dragons with fire and the dragon with water both attacked, making a huge amount of steam, and all of them are knocked out with bruises and burns on them. And so now they head back, and then Sasuke gets his curse mark, thinking he's stronger than Naruto now. And so Naruto is in the preliminaries. And so he faces Kiba and Inuzuka, they say. Naruto Uzumaki versus Kiba and Inuzuka. And Naruto runs at Kiba. And so then Kiba does Fang over Fang. And Naruto says, Almighty Pull. And then he backflips out the way. And then when Kiba goes headfirst into the ground, then Naruto says, Fire Style, Fire Annihilation. And the huge gust of fire just waves over Kiba and hurts him. And so Kiba passes out with tons of burn marks and bruises. And Kurona says, so much strength. And so then Naruto smiles at Kurona, giving her a wink, and she blushes. And so now it's the 1 month training, and Suki and Naruto both train together. And so when Naruto meets Jiraiya, Suki and, Jiraiya finds Tsunade after a week, and Jiraiya was using Shadow Clone to train Naruto. Naruto actually gets the fox summoning, and Suki gets random summoning, and this fox is Kurama. And so Hagoromo thought that he still wanted the Nine-Tails to be attached with Naruto, and so gave him Kurama's summoning so he can summon Kurama, but it's only half of his power, which is still strong. Or, no, I'm going to say a quarter of his power. And so, when this happened, uh, Naruto says, "Thank you, Jiraiya Sensei." And Jiraiya says, "Don't mention it, kid. Just kick some butt in the tuning exams." And Naruto says, "Of course." And so, when that happened, Jiraiya says, "We'll see you, kid." And so Naruto leaves. And so, the day of it, when he faces Sasuke Uchiha. And so, Kakashi trained Sasuke to his max. Kakashi says, "Well, we don't know much about Naruto, just his abilities that he showed us. And Naruto knows more about you, which is difficult." And so Sasuke says, "How about I get faster to beat him with my taijutsu?" And Kakashi says, "That may be true, but we never saw him use his taijutsu." And Sasuke says, "He's a weakling. Just let me train my taijutsu and the Chidori, and from there I'll easily beat him or even kill him." And Kakashi says, "You will not kill your comrades." And so when that happens, uh, well, Naruto says, "Hey Sasuke, how was your month of training with Kakashi?" And Sasuke says, it was fine, and then blitzes Naruto. And so then they get into a huge taijutsu match. Naruto winning. And Sasuke says, "How are you so strong? Just let me kill you and date Suki." And then he roars and then jumps back onto the wall and then says, "Chidori." And Naruto smiles at Sasuke and thinks, "What will I do?" And the Jubi thinking, "This will be interesting, and I'll get revenge on that Uchiha who took over me and my brethren." And so then Naruto combined the Rasengan with the Chidori with the Jubi's help. And so when that happened, Naruto roared. He said, "Roar!" And then it makes everybody scared. Just the strength of that roar. And so then Naruto with one tailed. And so the nine tails one cloak is very strong. And so times that by like 100 times because the 10 tails is strong. And so when that happens, Naruto runs at Sasuke full speed, pouring all of the Jubi chakra into his hand. And so then Naruto throws his flying Raijin Kunai at Sasuke, and they both clash. And then Naruto put Sasuke in the Genjutsu when he looked in his eyes. And then Naruto made Sasuke experience pain. And then when Naruto let go, Naruto kicked Sasuke to the ground, hitting his head on the ground, and Sasuke passes out. And people ask, "Kakashi, what happened?" Sakura asks. And he says, "Naruto put Sasuke in the Genjutsu at the last second." And then he kicked Sasuke back to the ground when he stared into Naruto's eyes. And so Sakura says he cheated, and Kakashi says no, he actually didn't. He used basically a jutsu that allowed him to do what he did, and that allowed him to win the match. And so now the Konoha attack will be in the next video. Please like and subscribe and share to a person who likes what ifs, and see you later.